ahuti on the Yagna. So today is very auspicious day. Lord Nrisimha Dev appears in Bharatvarsha. Where is Bharatvarsha? In South India. The city is called, the place is called Ahobilam. That is, in Satya Yuga, he appears to save the bhaktas. Who is the bhakta? Lord. Who is the bhakta? Prahlad Maharaj is the bhakta. So, in South India, there is a place is called Andhra Pradesh. In Andhra Pradesh, there is one city is called the Kurnool Jilla district, Kurnool district, and Elagonda. Under this, there is another place is called Elagonda. Then in Elagonda, there are big hill and big palace. That palace is for the Hiranyakashipu's palace. In that palace, Lord Nrisimha Dev, not in the dark, not in the sunshine, this time, around 8 o'clock in our time maybe, he appears to save the bhakta. His bhakta, Prahlad Maharaj. So today we do the Nrisimha Yagna, most auspicious. What is the function of the Nrisimha Dev? Bhakti Vigna Vinashkari. That means all of the obstructions of the bhakti, he will destroy it. So that is the most important, that, and he is a Mahavishnu. So today is we are doing the Vishnu Yagna, that is Lord Nrisimha Dev. We invite Lord Nrisimha Dev in here. Then we will do our sacrifice in there. So I am going to start. Yeah, I am going to start. That is Yagna first. Ato Gandha Pushpe Oing Guruve Namaha, Ato Gandha Pushpe Param Guruve Namaha, Ato Gandha Pushpe Om Param Guruve Namaha, Ato Gandha Pushpe Om Maha Guruve Namaha, Om Ato Gandha Pushpe Om Paramastmika Guruve Namaha, Om Ato Gandha Pushpe Om Ka Sarva Vaishnavabhyo Namaha, Om Adhara Shaktaya Namaha, Ato Gandha Pushpe Om Adhara Shaktaya Namaha, Om Ato Gandha Pushpe Om Anantaya Namaha, Om Ato Gandha Pushpe Om Kumaya Namaha, Om Ato Gandha Pushpe Om Shatadipa Damne Namaha, Om Nirasta Parabashu. Your duty. Om Krang Atmam Agning Pranaham Duram. Om Kaklim Atmam Kalmenika Pranapi Duram Jama Rajam Gachato Viprabham. Establishing fire. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha. I am inviting the fire now. Fire means this is the Vishnu, Mahavishnu. So, Om Vishnuvaknaya Yehabahu, Om Vishnuvaknaya Yehabahu, Om Vishnuvaknaya Yehotishta, Om Avagnav Agnaya, Om Iha Sanniddehi, Iha Sanniddehi, Iha Sanniddehi, Iha Sanniruddhasya, Iha Sanniruddhasya, Iha Shammukabahu, Iha Shammukabahu. Iha Shakali Kuru, Kling Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha, Kling Hridayaya Nama, Kling Krishnaya Shirase Swaha, Govindaya Shikaya Vasad, Gopijana Kavachaya Hum, Vallabhaya Netravaya Kabashata, Swaha Astraya Pat, Swaha Astraya Pat. Vaishnavagni Yaha Smriti Kuru, Yaha Parami Kuru. Om Aisha Dipa, Om Vishnuvagnoy Namaha. Om ka Krishna Nanataka Mukunda Madhava Hare Govinda ka Bangshi Mukha Sri Gopijana Vallabha ka Braja Shukita Bhakta Priyadaya Achyuta Bhakta Prema Vasya Kriyafal Rasha Nana Deka ka Dina Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare. Please chant together, everyone. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everyone.
Mahamahotsava ki jai. Shringadev Chaturdashi Mahamahotsava ki jai. So this is the auspicious anniversary of the appearance of Lord Nrisimhadev It's an extraordinary pastime of the Lord. Hare Krishna. When people come to the temple for the first time and they see the painting of Lord Nrisimhadev tearing someone apart and blood flying, they think it's frightening. But when they learn the story, the pastime behind the painting, then they realize that it's not frightening, it's reassuring, it's giving protection for those who take shelter of Krishna. Krishna stands behind them and protects them. So I'm going to briefly recap some of the aspects of this pastime. It began with the two brothers, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, were born to Diti and Kashyapa. And they were called Daityas because they came from Diti. But it was foretold because there was a flaw in the arrangement for the union to have the children. It was done in an inauspicious way at an inauspicious time. Inauspicious results were that these two sons would be great demons and terrorize the universe. So the first son, Hiranyaksha, he did that. And to make a long story short, he ended up getting into a battle with Lord Vishnu in the form of a boar. And he was defeated by Lord Varaha, the boar incarnation. And the brother Hiranyakashipu was very upset because he was quite learned. He knew that Vishnu was supposed to be equal to the demigods and the Daityas and the demons, but he felt that Lord Vishnu had taken sides in favor of the demigods and killed his brother, so he was very angry. And so he decided to do something about it, and he began to worship Lord Brahma. He performed great austerities. And this went on for thousands of years. He was standing on his tiptoes and he was meditating on Lord Brahma. And his body was being devoured by little ants because he was standing in one place for such a long time. The ants made an anthill, covered his whole body, and they ate up all his flesh, his blood, everything but the bones. He was keeping his life air in the bone marrow. But because of his austerities, a great fire was coming out from the top of his head and it was scorching the universe. So finally it was brought to the attention of Lord Brahma, and he flew down on his swan carrier, and with some water from his Kamandalu water pot, he sprinkled on the bones of Hiranyakashipu and his body was restored. When he saw Lord Brahma, he paid his obeisances and prayed to him. And Brahma said, "I'm pleased with your austerity." Because he wanted a benediction from Brahma and he underwent great trials to please Lord Brahma. And so Brahma said, "I'll award you whatever you want." And he wanted to become immortal. He didn't want to have to die. But Brahma told him that he couldn't give that because he didn't have that himself. So Hiranyakashipu requested benediction that he wouldn't die by any creature produced by Brahma, no animals, no humans, no snakes, and that he wouldn't die in the daytime or the nighttime, or inside a house, outside a house, in the sky, in the air, in the water, on the ground. He wouldn't die by any weapon. In this way, he had more or less covered all of his bases. And Brahma agreed to all those. So, once he got that all those benedictions, he began terrorizing the universe. He defeated the demigods. He took over the kingdom of heaven. And he ordered that no more sacrifices could be performed. The Brahmins were to be killed. No more charity was allowed. Because he knew that if there was piety and sacrifices offered to the demigods, if Brahminical culture was allowed, then the devotees would be strong, the demigods would be strong. But if these things were stopped, then the demigods would have no strength. So he did it. He stopped all these things, and the demigods were powerless. They couldn't do anything. And they ended up having to serve Hiranyakashipu. Even Narad Muni and the sages had to serve Hiranyakashipu. There were only 3 personalities in the universe that didn't have to serve Hiranyakashipu. That was Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. Everyone else had to serve. Even Indra had to serve. So it was a terrible situation. Hiranyakashipu had several sons, and his youngest son was named Prahlad. Prahlad was conceived before Hiranyakashipu performed his austerities. And when he went away to perform his austerities, the demigods took it as an opportunity to take over the universe again. So they thought, when they saw the wife of Hiranyakashipu, she was pregnant, they started taking her. And Narad Muni appeared at that time and said, "What are you doing?" They said, "This is the wife of Hiranyakashipu. The child inside the womb will be another Hiranyakashipu. We'll wait till he's born, then we'll kill him. We won't hurt the wife." Narad Muni said, "This child is not a demon, he's a devotee, and you wouldn't be able to kill him." So they had so much faith in Narad Muni that they circumambulated the wife. Narad Muni said, "I'll take her to my ashram until she gives birth, until her husband comes back." So that was what happened. And by the grace of Narad Muni, she was able to prolong the pregnancy during the whole time that he was performing the austerity. In other words, she didn't want to have the child until her husband came back. So Narad Muni gave her that benediction. And while the child was in the womb, Narad Muni was instructing on the subject of Krishna consciousness to the child and to the mother. The child was conscious in the womb and he was hearing, and he became a perfectly pure devotee by the grace of Narad Muni. So after Hiranyakashipu came back and resumed his position, he sent his son to be educated in the school by the teachers Shanda and Amarka, who were sons of Shukracharya, who was the priest of the demons. So they were instructing him about materialistic management, because his father was a king. They were training him up that he would also be a king. But Prahlad didn't like their philosophy of creating enemies and friends. He was already a pure devotee, so he was objecting to the teachers. His father would take him on his lap and say, "My dear son, tell me what's the best thing you've learned from your teachers." And he would begin to explain Krishna consciousness, worshipping Lord Vishnu, serving Lord Vishnu, giving up materialistic activities. So the father became very angry, and he called in the teachers and he said, "What is this? How is he learning these things? You have to protect and make sure no Vaishnavas are coming and getting to my son." So the teachers assured him they would do that. So after some time, the father again took the son and said, so what's the best thing you've learned? And again, he was speaking Krishna conscious philosophy. So Hiranyakashipu was becoming more and more angry, and he threatened the Brahmins, the teachers. And they said, this child is naturally Krishna conscious. We don't know. There's no one getting into him. So then Prahlad began teaching his schoolmates. He was teaching them about Krishna, the purpose of life. And they were all 5 years old. These are the sons of the demons, the Daicha's sons. They were all becoming Krishna conscious. When the teachers found out, they went to Hiranyakashipu and told him. And so at that time, Hiranyakashipu decided that he had to kill his son. So he ordered the constables to kill him, throw him off the cliff. They tried. He didn't get killed. They tried to have him bitten by snakes. He didn't die. They put him under the legs of the big elephants. He was protected. Put him in fire. Wasn't affected. Tried to boil him in hot oil. He wouldn't die. Put him in the cold. They tried thousands of ways. And every time, the Lord protected Prahlad. He was such a pure devotee, the Lord would not allow anything to happen to him. So, Hiranyakashipu became more and more desperate, and he decided that he would have to do it himself because nobody could kill him. So he brought in his son into the palace, and he said, you always say there's someone God other than me. So now, today I'm going to kill you, Prahlad, but I want to teach you also a lesson. Let's see if your God is able to protect you today. You talk about Vishnu. So is Vishnu present in this palace? Is he in this pillar? And Prahlad said yes. And so Hiranyakashipu pulled out his sword with which he was going to kill Prahlad. He didn't see Vishnu in the pillar. He wasn't worried about Vishnu. He knew there was no Vishnu in the pillar. But he just wanted to prove it to Prahlad, so he took his fist and the other fist smashed his fist on the pillar. Then he heard sound, very loud sound. And he couldn't understand where the sound was coming from. It was coming from the pillar. And suddenly, out of the pillar burst Lord Vishnu. But he didn't appear like Lord Vishnu. And Hiranyakashipu was looking at him. His head was the head of a big lion. And his arms were the arms of a man. His nails were the nails of a lion. He was a half man, half lion. He had never before appeared like that. There was never such a creature. So Hiranyakashipu knew this must be Vishnu. So he took his sword and began to fight with Hiranyakashipu. With Lord Nrisimhadev, Narahari, half man, half lion. So he was very powerful. Hiranyakashipu had defeated everyone in the universe. So he was no ordinary combatant. He took his sword and he was trying to fight with Lord Nrisimhadev. And Lord Nrisimhadev, being a big lion, having the mood of a lion, he would catch Hiranyakashipu and then he would let him go. And then he would try to get away and then he would catch him again, like a cat with a mouse. You've seen how cats deal with it. They chew them a bit and then the mouse thinks he's free and he tries to get away and then they catch him. And so he was being mauled by Lord Nrisimhadev. But Nrisimhadev was waiting for the specific time. The time he was waiting for was just about now, dusk. At the time that it's not day and it's not night, it's just in between. Like now, is it day or night? If you say it's day, it's not exactly day, but it's not exactly night, it's in between. So just at that time, he grabbed Hiranyakashipu and took him out on the porch of the palace. So it wasn't inside and wasn't outside. And he sat down and then he held Hiranyakashipu on his thighs. He wasn't on the ground, he wasn't in the air, and he wasn't in the water. And then Lord Nrisimhadev took it with his nails. Not any weapon, just his nails. And he wasn't a man and he wasn't an animal. And he bifurcated him in great anger. Why? Because he wanted to kill the devotee Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu's army, thousands of warriors, tried to attack Lord Nrisimhadev. But Lord Nrisimhadev, who was Vishnu, he manifested thousands of arms and was defeating them. And Prahlad Maharaj came up with a garland. And he offered the garland to Lord Nrisimhadev. Lord Nrisimhadev was so angry, the demigods were afraid to approach him. Even the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, was afraid to approach him. So they asked Prahlad, you please try to pacify the Lord, he's so angry. So Prahlad came before him, paid his obeisances, and began to offer beautiful prayers. And Lord Nrisimhadev patted him on the head, took him on his lap, and was very pleased with him. So we get an understanding of how Vishnu, Krishna, how God works. those who are devotees, he's like a lotus flower to them. And those who oppose him or his devotees, he becomes like a thunderbolt. So we should learn the lesson, even if we don't like it. We may disagree. Why should he be so dogmatic? Why isn't he more liberal? We may have our different divergent ideology, but this pastime stands as evidence of what happens. And the devotees, they are very much attached to Lord Nrisimhadev, and they sing, every day they sing to Lord Nrisimhadev, and they're protected by him, whether he comes in the form of Nrisimhadev or Krishna or Lord Chaitanya or any form of the Lord. He always protects the devotees. Konteya pratijane name bhakta pranashati. Lord Nrisimhadev ki jai.